Hi guys, it's Miss Carly. I am here with this week's art lesson. So this week in class, your classmates were learning about texture and what texture is. So texture is the way something feels. So when you go outside and look around, tree trunk, that might feel rough or bumpy. Leaves might feel smooth or crumply or soft. We talked about other things that you could find that would have texture. We talked about animals like dogs and cats, their fur is soft. We talked about sandpaper that can be rough. We talked about all different types of texture. We kind of looked around the room, we looked outside the window, talked about all the different ways things would feel. So the first part of this activity is to texture challenge, and I've listed the things that you can do for that. I want you to go around your house, inside or out, find different things that have texture, and really look at those and feel those and see what you think. The next part, they did a fall activity, a tree activity actually for texture. So we're going to do a leaf activity that you can do at home showing the texture of the leaves. So what I want you to do first is when you are outside is to gather up some leaves. They can be fall leaves or they can be leaves off a plant, but just make sure you ask before you take them off a plant if you're going to do that. So gather up some leaves, and then you also need a piece of white paper, and you need some crayons, and then if you have it, some watercolors. If you don't, that's okay. I will tell you how you can make your own watercolors until you get yours in the mail in the art kit. So gather up your leaves first, and then your supplies, and then we can get started. So when I was outside, I gathered up a few different types of leaves. I picked up some fall leaves. I picked up a plant leaf. 2 plant leaves actually, like this. So we're going to do a crayon rubbing, and that is a really good way to show texture. So you're going to grab some, I'm going to do fall colors, so I'm going to do oranges and yellows and greens, reds, and what you're going to do is take your leaf, you're going to put it underneath your paper and press it down. And then you're going to take your crayon, and you've probably done these before, if not at your house, then probably with me. And you're just going to take your crayon. The side works the best. See how I'm kind of, instead of holding it like this, I'm holding it like this and using the side. And as you go over the top, you begin to see the texture of the leaf and the outline of the leaf. You'll see the veins and the bumpiness of it. Like that. And then you can grab another leaf and another color at a different spot in your page. And keep going. They can overlap, which means that they can touch, that's fine. That one will be kind of hard for you guys to see, but it's there. And then I'll do orange in the middle. And again, I'm using the side of the leaf, or the side of the crayon. And when you do the rubbing, you begin to see the texture of the leaf come through. The veins and the bumpiness. I'm going to do 2 more on here. Depending on the size of your leaves, you might be able to fit a few more on your page. Go. There's the blue one, and then I'm going to do one more, I think, down here in this corner. Nope. I'm going to find an orange. There we go. Okay. There. So now we got our texture of our leaves on our page. By doing the crayon rubbing, you really can see the veins and the lines, especially this one right here. You can see that it usually feels kind of bumpy with those lines there. So now what we're going to do, just to practice working with our watercolors and to practice color mixing, if you don't have watercolors at home, you can just take some water in a cup and add a few drops of food coloring to it and mix it up with your brush and then paint with that. That is a quick way to do watercolors. You can also use markers. So in the white you can color with the marker and then go over the top of that with water, and that will loosen up the marker and turn it into watercolor. I have a watercolor set here, just the oval pans. It's like what you're going to get in the mail. You're going to be getting art kits in the mail. If you haven't gotten them already, they will be coming to you very soon. And one of the things that will be in one of the packages is a set of watercolors like this. So that's what I'm going to do. So with these watercolors, you got to wake them up first. So you got to dip your brush in the water and then wiggle your brush on the watercolor a little bit to get it going. And then what you're going to do is paint right over your crayon. The nice part is that the crayon, since it's waxy, will resist the watercolor, meaning the watercolor won't stick to it. So you'll still see your crayon, but the watercolor fills in the background and adds extra color to your painting, to your picture. So any spots that have white left will fill in with whatever watercolor you choose. And certain colors, like I just did green, that really makes the orange leaf pop off the page so you can see it, and the red. So you can do whatever colors you want in your background. You can just do a couple, you can do just one, whatever you want to do. I think I'm going to do one more color over here in the corner. Let's see if I can get this blue to show up. And go right over the top. And it covers up that white spots, but it makes the watercolor really pop off the page. And you're left with a beautiful fall painting of your leaves that show the texture that you were feeling and learned about. So if you do one of these crayon rubbing fall pictures, you can post a picture of it or send the picture to your classroom teacher. That would be great, and I would love to see what you come up with. So have fun, guys. Go out, find those different textures, and do your crayon rubbing. And I will see you next week.